And then you do a good integration of it completely. And that integration can be utilized anywhere and everywhere. Okay. It is also just like a lot of people from IT, also just like computer. Yep. So in computer, you have different foundations of computer, something called hardware, software. And when you are entering into creating a new development for example, I come to you and I say that I want you to create a new app for me, the basic foundation would remain same, isn't it? But based on your experience, you would mix and integrate things depending on what your client wants, which means me. And then you give me that app having a user interface, which is easy for me to understand. But at the structure level, what are you doing? You are learning the foundation one by one, step by step. And based on the experience, you combine things together and integrate them and give me something. For people who are into training industry or people who are entrepreneurs, what you do, your foundation of entrepreneurship, discipline, dedication, a strategy, product, plan. You have your 4 P's of marketing, and then you go ahead and launch your product, right? The foundation would remain same. However, your style might differ, okay? NLP is a systematic study of that human excellence, a very systematic study of understanding your own self, the foundation of how do you process information inside you. And you utilize 5 different senses to process information inside you. All right. Let me tell all of you over here, I am open to answer your questions. We can have more and more discussion around how can NLP help you, what it can do, etc., etc. Please be open to keep typing your questions on the chat box. I love questions and I love challenges. And very important message to all of you is NLP doesn't come by talking. It comes by experiencing. The more you experience different techniques and different tools and learn how to do it, do you learn cycling just by talking about it? Can you learn cycling just by talking about it? Can you? Anyone? Come on. Can you learn cycling just by talking about it? Type me yes or no, just talk about it. Exactly, no. Right? Correct? Can you learn testing? Okay, there's something called testing in computers, if I'm not wrong. Yeah? Is there something called testing, right? Can you learn testing just by talking about it, Abdul?
No.
We can't. We really can't. Can we learn creating a language called CC plus Java, but just by talking about it? No, isn't it? So NLP is just the same kind of a subject which cannot be learned by talking about it. It can be learned by experiencing different techniques, different modalities, different. Absolutely, Dr. Prabjeet. Nothing can be learned just by talking about it. It's all about the experience, and that's the most important thing. All right. In today's session, we want to focus more and more on the experience. We'll go ahead and experience something very interesting which Shirley and me are here to provide you. And we go ahead, experience, and then we go and deconstruct the structure of it. Yeah, all right. It's easy to understand, layman. Neuro-linguistic programming is very easy to understand. It just we just talk about it once. And what we do right now, the agenda for today from 5:15 till 6:30. We go ahead, do one technique, and then experience the technique, okay? And then we would deconstruct what is actually being done in the technique. Are you open for a game, guys? Everyone, ladies and gentlemen, let me know by typing in the yes over there. Very easy to understand. Okay, Subha has been following so much and she's been learning a lot. Really, really glad woman. Sounds exciting, interesting, lovely. This is one of my favorites technique. Laughing over fears surely is one of my favorites. Can be used anywhere and everywhere. And I invite all of you, when you're doing the technique, just go ahead and do it with yourself. Okay. Boom. No interpretation, no internal dialogue, no judgments, no evaluation. Just get into it. That's all. All right, let's get into it. Shirley, over to you, darling.
Awesome. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Shirley Solis. I'm super excited to be here. And my experience with NLP has been a very particular one. The first time I heard about NLP was more I was in just getting involved in digital marketing, learning about how to create courses online. And a friend of mine had created a course that used NLP to write copy, to write titles and headlines and sales pages online. And he said, you absolutely need NLP in your life. And I was like, okay, I had no idea what it was. I registered for the training. It was a 7-day training. I thought I knew what it was. I thought it was more related to sales. And he said that it would really help me with my mentoring and with my coaching, because the first program I created was a parenting program. I'm a mom of 6. And then I figured I could help people to work with their children and to really equip them and help them to be powerful. So as I was creating that program, he saw what I was doing and he said, NLP will really help you to do that. I thought, okay. And I already had been mentoring these parents, but as I went along, I realized that I wanted to get them better results. I wanted to find techniques where, if they had improved 50%, I wanted to get them to improve 90%, 100%. I wanted them to have a complete turnaround. So I just trusted him and I went to this NLP course where I became certified as a practitioner, and you all will have a chance to do that hopefully by the end of this year or sometime, as Ridhima and iFlame Consulting puts together an in-person experience for you to become an NLP practitioner. Because yes, we can create a similar experience here that allows you to just get everything that we're doing, but there's nothing like being live. So I did that. I went and got certified, and unbelievable what happened. It was like my eyes just went psh. And I remember at the very beginning, I would charge like $25 an hour to work with people. And then when I got my practitioner, I immediately went to 150. Like, that's how much more confident I became, not just personally, because through the exercises that you do, you have to do this work in your house. Not in your house, like you do this work in the classroom. And as we're doing the work in the classroom, you're working on your own limiting beliefs, you're working on your own challenges, your own emotions, your own fears. And as we would do that, obviously your confidence increases, my confidence increased. And then not only that, but now I had learned how I could help others. And so I went from like the $25 an hour to $150 an hour, and it was phenomenal. So hi, everyone. I just hear some of you saying hi. So hi. And that was the beginning of my journey with NLP. I do have to tell you, you are very, very privileged and very honored to be learning from Ridhima, because she's a phenomenal teacher. I've been exposed to a lot of NLP over the years, but I have seen how she teaches, and she's just really, really great. And just so you know, she is the only woman in entire India to be certified by John Grinder, Carmen Bostic Sinclair, and Michael Carroll. And that's a big deal, because John Grinder is the co-creator of NLP. And so to be certified and to be the only Indian woman in entire India to be certified is a big deal. That means that we literally take the information from the horse's mouth. It's a saying we have here in the United States. And we have learned directly from the co-creator of NLP and from his team and colleagues. And so it's really a privilege. So very excited that you're all here. And Ridhima, did you want me to go ahead and continue with the exercise? Yeah, we just go into it. Okay, awesome. So here's the thing that was really interesting. I used to be very afraid of heights. Okay, it was more like a phobia. So I would like to distinguish a little bit between those two. A phobia is like, and then a fear is just something that kind of pushes us back a little, but it's not quite paralyzing. A phobia is a paralysis. I had a phobia. So a phobia is a times 100, just to kind of give it a number, or 1,000, whatever number you want to put, that much more of a fear. Okay. So I used to have a phobia of snakes. I used to have a phobia of heights. And I used to have, I don't like roaches, but do you see the difference? I used to have a phobia of snakes. I used to have a phobia of heights. I don't like roaches. See, so there's a fear of roaches and a phobia of heights and snakes. And so what I asked you to pay attention to is calibrate. Okay. So calibration is one of the tools that we give you in NLP, where you begin to observe the person talking and you begin to see the subtle differences in their expression, in their breathing, in their physiology, to be able to say, oh, I see where she said, we do this naturally, but when you study NLP and you learn the art of calibration, you begin to find more attuned things to narrow in into. Okay. So yeah, I was very afraid of heights. I mean, I went to the Grand Canyon. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world. And I could not look down into the Grand Canyon. So imagine going to the Grand. Hey guys, you can mute yourselves. Thank you.
Mama is there, better.
Navneet, thank you.
Oh, we
Thank you.
loved the sound. That's okay. Go ahead.
So I was in the Grand Canyon, you guys, and I could not look down. I could not enjoy the beauty of the Grand Canyon because I was afraid of heights. So it was this phobia that was just paralyzing to me. And I said I didn't want to do that. So I worked with it using NLP techniques. And the day that I worked with it, the very next day, I was in Las Vegas for this one training. Very next day, I overcame that phobia and jumped off the 108th floor of a building, like bungee jumping. And then the following year, one of my sons turned 18 and he said, we want to go skydiving as a family. I was like, great. I mean, I still didn't like heights. You get this, right? I didn't like it. But the phobia was that the phobia would control me. And no longer did it control me because now I knew how to change my state, how to focus on different things so that I would have management of my body and of my mind and my state to get whatever I want. I didn't want to miss out on the experiences of life because I had this phobia or fear. And so, yeah, sure enough, I worked on myself. And on December 22nd, 2018, I went skydiving with our family when my son turned 18 years old. So those are the kind of things that NLP has been able to do for me. And these are just my own experiences, not, I mean, in regards to phobia and fear, but we've worked with, Ridhima and I have worked with people that sometimes have had fear of speaking in public. And it's not quite a phobia, it's just a fear. Like a personal. Navneet?
Navneet, we
can mute
love
yourself?
you. If you can, please help us to mute yourself. Host, can you do that? Thanks. Go ahead.
There you go. Perfect. Thank you all. It's great. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. So one of the things we learned, there we go. It's got unmuted again. We have beautiful background noise, just adorning, putting little bells and whistles to everything we say. It's great. All right. So it has been an absolute beautiful journey to be able to help people get rid of certain fears that they have. So the first thing I'd like you to do is just identify just within yourself, kinesthetically. What I mean kinesthetically is in your body, or maybe in your mind, if you see yourself, or if maybe you talk to yourself, just identify whether you have, maybe there's like some sort of phobia that there's there, and you can just put that on the side a little bit. Become aware if there's any fear, okay? Any subtle fear that you think, I really don't like X, whatever that is for you. And so just put it on the chat. Just let me know what sort of fears are there. Maybe it could be like a fear of talking to somebody, talking to your boss about getting a raise, or talking to your spouse about something they did and you didn't like, and there's a little bit of fear. Maybe talking to one of your children, maybe an adult child or a teenager, and having this conversation, or with a friend. So what kind of fear would you say that you may be experiencing, okay? That you may have just kind of in the background. Yeah, fear of conflicts. Great. Okay. I'm like, great for your fears, because you know what? There's a saying that says you cannot heal what you can't feel. So it is that moment when you become aware of what fear has been lurking, that then you can do something about it. And today we're going to do something about it. Fear of saying no, like that. Fear of rejection. Fear of limelight.
I would invite all of you to start becoming a little more specific. I really respect that you are writing. Keep writing, and start thinking about the specific context in which you feel fear. Like, for example, if you think about fear of rejection, okay, how would you feel rejected if someone do not see or do not look at you, someone says in a way which you don't like? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? I want all of you, for this matter of this exercise at this moment, okay, for you to have a complete experience, it's important for you to have a specific context in which you feel fear. So when you say fear of success or fear of, okay, nice. Someone says fear of limelight. What would happen to you in fear of limelight? Take simple fears, okay? Fear of corona infection.
Yeah, very real.
Nice. It could be, yes. The fear within myself, and somewhere I may have identified the root cause. Okay, all right. Shirley, can we invite in this way for everyone? Can we invite 3 people at this moment to come in front, and they become the volunteers, and we work with them, and all of you can then do the technique by yourself. The most important part over here is to be clear in the context in which we are going to work on. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So if you're very clear, and if you are, of course, we're going to need 3 people that can work on this. You don't mind me just sort of, pointing you out and you being in the camera. I'd love it if you can turn on your camera if you want to participate, and that you're fairly close to the camera so that I can see you, observe you if you don't mind, and everyone else can observe the changes, because everyone is going to be calibrating, right? You're already going to apply this. So, all right. So who'd like to participate? The ones that have the camera on, or if you want to participate, that you turn on your camera and let me know. You can. Okay, awesome.
Mitachara volunteers. 1, 2 more. Quickly raise your hands. We have many people here, and we're gonna be filled.
Okay.
Mitachara, who else would like to volunteer? Oh my God, yeah. Volunteering. Who would like to get over the fear which you have when we're talking about it? Come on. Okay, Sheetal goes ahead. Sheetal and Mitachara. Yes. And who else?
I think Nisarg. Nisarg, did you say yes?
Nisarg, did she say yes? Nice. I don't read it. I don't read it.
Right. I saw his hand, but I didn't know if that was a yes.
All right. Okay. So we have Sheetal and we have Mitachara. Nisarg says yes. Yep.
Abdul said yes also.
Go ahead.
Okay. So we've got Abdul, Mitachara, and Sheetal. Okay, great. So the 3 of you, thank you so much for participating, and the rest of you can also do the exercise alongside us, okay? Alongside the group. So have each one of you identified a very specific situation in your life where there is a fear, where you feel a feeling of fear? Okay. You've got it? Okay, you can unmute yourselves, by the way. If there's no background noise for you, then you can definitely unmute yourselves and just participate along. Yes, okay, awesome. All right, great. So, Abdul, did you identify some fear that you want to work on?
Yeah, getting into conflict is a fear.
Say that again.
Yeah, getting into conflicts.
Okay. Oh, conflict. Okay. Can you identify a specific conflict? Can you recall a specific situation that would be like with a specific person? Is it conflicts with anyone, or is it, and you don't have to answer this out loud, I'm just jogging your memory with it. So identify if it's a specific person or if it's a specific scenario. If you can just bring it up as much as possible in your mind, like get it very clear on what that would look like. Yes?
In general, I usually don't like to escalate the issues. So if so I carry that thing for a long time, and I'm no, that keeps haunting me for a long time.
Okay.
So
all right.
That's the reason I don't get into conflict.
Got it. Okay. Very good. All right. Sheetal, you've got yours, right? She said yes.
I wanted to know, thank you, Shirley, for asking. I wanted to know whether the situation.
You got mute. Sheetal, you got mute. You got mute. Just check that mic, please.
There you go.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. First of all, thank you, Shirley, for asking that question. And I wanted to know whether the situation has to be in the past or in the present.
It doesn't matter whether it's in the past or in the present. It's just that you know it produces fear. So you have a situation you've identified.
Yes.
That produces fear. That's a great question because sometimes people will make up a fear. NLP will not work with a makeup. Like NLP will work with something that has already occurred or that you're feeling, because you can't imagine. I mean, you can imagine a fear, but you can only imagine. Like if I say, like, I'm not afraid of something ridiculous, like I'm not afraid to speak in public. So I can imagine being afraid of speaking in public, but I can't work on the fear of speaking in public because it's not a real fear that I have. So it won't work on me. You get it? So it has to be a real situation that you have actually felt.
So if I can talk, and if I can say it's workplace politics that makes me fearful. How to handle that?
Say that again, Vidhu.
Yep. You can take that as a context, Vidhu. You can take that as a context.
Politics. Workplace politics.
Okay,
how
got
to
it.
handle. So that's again a fear. It's a fear. A person who cannot handle workplace politics, how to deal with that.
Yeah. And can I just add something to that, Vidhu and Shirley? This is Richie here. Yeah. So, one of the points that I had made was dealing with narcissistic relationships. And that's exactly, the kind of ego management that happens in workplace politics. So I think Vidhu's made a very good point. And Shirley, let me just, I don't know how many of us will agree, but the kind of politics that are played at work within certain geographies is much, much muckier compared to a lot of other geographies. So if you address that, that'll be great.
Yeah, and I would like to say that it is not the matter of India. I think whichever place we are into, whether it is US or UK, workplace politics actually dominates. So it's a global issue. And many people are really fearful because they are working truly hard. They want to prove themselves, but because of these networking skills, which is our factor these days, everybody talks of networking, getting close, getting building up relationships. So how to still maintaining relationship is one aspect, but suppose somebody is doing a good job and doing his or her job and coming back, but still it is expected that no, you need to go and talk and have a groupism or a lobbying thing has to exist. So some people are absolutely not very much okay with that. And in the context, it has to be done. So it's really fearful how to go deeper into it. How to handle this.
Now, there is one saying by, sorry, Shirley, there's a saying by John Grinder, and he says one very specific thing when I learn new code NLP, and just focus on the words right now. And he says that the problem is not the problem. The problem is not the problem. The problem is the state people access the problem.
Yeah, that's fine. I do understand that the state of mind is there, but still state of mind is there, but we have to tackle with the existential issues. No matter you say state of mind so many times, but doesn't mean that we can avoid existentialism. We need to cater to that, and there has to be some strategy which is foolproof.
Okay. And how specifically would you like to feel when you cater to that?
What, workplace politics, you mean to say that?
Yeah. How specifically would you like to feel when you cater to that?
I have to be very comfortable. I should not get jittery that, yes, I have to talk to this person, I have to go higher up. And I should be clear with my route. But at the same point of time, we have to also understand that this route might involve many more difficulties, which I am not very much comfortable in. It can be buttering, it can be psychophancy, which goes against my value system.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So perfect. Is it possible that you then take this fear that you feel And Ruki, is it Ruki? Is that pronounced properly?
That's Ruchi and Vidhu.
Okay.
Ruchi.
That's
that you
Ruchi.
also
That's
Ruchi.
correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
I'm learning.
So Shirley, the one on video is Vidhu and the one on the audio is Ruchi.
Yes, I've got you guys on both girls on the screen.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
those
girls.
identify them and do the exercise alongside us. I can see Vidhu and Ruchi. If you want to turn on the camera, great. If not, that's okay. Sheetal, I've lost your camera, and Mitaksh, and we've already addressed that. So identify those specific fears and let's experience this and see what happens, okay? So we'll do that. We'd love to get your feedback right after that to see what changed after we did the exercise. Okay, Mitakshara, were you able to identify a specific situation for you? Okay, wonderful. So here's
I have. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So here's what I'd like for you all to do, all right? For everyone to participate, just identify that. And let's imagine that now there is some sort of a shape right in front of you, okay? We're gonna put this shape in front of you, kind of in the ground. Imagine it's on the floor right in front of you, or at some point, maybe to the side, wherever you feel comfortable. And when I say go, we're gonna step into that place of fear, into that situation, into that context, right? And we're just suddenly going to go into it, and then we're going to see what we see, hear what we hear, and feel the feelings of being in that subtle fear, okay? And so let's go into it. Ready? All right. 1, 2, 3, go. So imagine that you're stepping into that space, and as you're stepping into that space, whether it's the fear, whatever fear it is for you, conflict, politics, any fear that you've identified for you, see what you see when you're in that context, hear what you hear outside of you, hear what you hear inside of you. What do you say to yourself? And feel the feelings of the experience of that fear. Good. All right. And when you're ready, just step out for a second. Okay. Step out. Okay. Step out of that space. And then just shake your body. Shake, 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 shake. Okay. Got it. All right. Now, can I ask you to recall that experience? You can recall it. Okay. Very good. Abdul, are you able to recall? Are you back? Okay, awesome. All right. So as you were able to identify this experience, let me ask you this. Now that you're in this place where you are, I'd like you to put this fear that you've identified and put it in front of you. Okay, put it in front of you, like in that space that it was. Personify this fear, bring it outside of you and make it look like something, whatever you want it to look like. Okay, so imagine that that fear is in front of you, whatever shape you want it to look like, whatever, maybe it looks like a person, that whatever, or maybe a cartoon, whatever shape you want to give it. Okay, and let me know when you've done that. Just nod yes when you have. So you're basically personifying this fear. You're basically creating, very good. Thank you for those in the chat sharing as well. All right. So just not yes, as soon as you've brought that fear outside of you and you have put it somewhere in front in that space where it was and you've personified it. Okay, very good. Thank you, Shital. Mitakshara, thank you. Abdul? Just nod your head yes when you have done that. Okay, thank you. Vidhu? Vidhu, just nod your head yes if you've done that already.
Yeah, done. Already done. Okay. So personification awesome. Is done.
Yeah. Perfect. Woo! Love it. Love this powerful people. All right. So you have that in front of you. And let's just talk to it for a little bit. Just say, hi. Hi, fear. You've been a part of me for a little while. It's nice to see you outside of me. It's nice to know you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's talk to it and find out what it's wanted to teach you. Just ask, let's say, what is the positive intention? What is the thing that you've been wanting to teach me? Okay. And then say, thank you for that lesson. And now that I've learned this lesson, right? Okay. Thank you, Vidu. And there absolutely, you definitely don't have to fear anything positive towards it. Absolutely. Just feel what you feel. Whatever you're feeling is absolutely fine. Just ask it. If it tells you something, great. If it doesn't, no problem. But, you know, if you do ask and say, was there something that you wanted to teach me from being there? Is there anything that you've wanted to teach me? Okay, you don't find an answer, that's okay. Very good. Somebody else did get a message, a feeling of being unprepared. Very good. Okay, sometimes you'll get an answer and sometimes very good, we do. Nice. Okay, awesome. So now just tell it, fear, it's time to transform you so that we can do something together in a positive way, so that we can have a positive intention for the world. And now as you're observing this fear, just identify if you perhaps, you notice, does it have ears or any funny shape? Let's put some ears on it, but put some really interesting ears, like, I don't know, something that maybe it's bunny ears or maybe some pig ears or maybe some donkey ears, whatever kind of ears you want to have. Yeah, if it's a full-fledged human, you can definitely put some funny ears on that human. Absolutely. Nice, Ruchi. Okay. Mouse ears are great. Phenomenal. Okay. Now imagine its nose. You could put like a clown nose, maybe a Pinocchio nose. Maybe fear has been lying to you and telling you other things, right? Or maybe you want to put like no nose or maybe turtle nose. Just whatever kind of nose you want. Very good. Imagine it's clothes, if it has some clothes, or if it doesn't have any clothes. Elephant ears are great. I love that. That's a great one. Put on any kind of clothes that you want on it, okay? If it's a statue, then you put on clothes in it. If, you know, just funny clothes, like think of the awkwardest colors, the weirdest, like the most ridiculous colors that you could imagine, right? Just put them on, fear. Very good. Exactly. Nice. Very good. Yeah. Yeah. Pink colored frock, somebody says. Think of the weirdest fabric. Okay. Think of the weirdest fabric. Okay. And now think of the talk, like however voice, you know, whatever voice fear has had in the past for you. Now you hear it talking and you identify what it says, you know, you the voice, but make it really like really fast, like it starts talking really fast. That's right. So, as you're hearing that, transformed. Fear is transformed right before your very good. And we now thank fear. And now maybe fear has become something else. And find a new name, a new word to define that emotion that you used to feel in the past. Identify what new word is there. Let me know when you've had it. Very good. Very good.
Paplu. So, and there's a word called paplu in Hindi, Shirley.
Yes.
In the Indian language. That's what JM says.
Yes. Nice.
Funny fairy dust. Nice. Lovely.
Yes. Yes. Very good. All right. So now come back to now and just come back to now. And who would like to share their experience? Let's talk to the fairy dust creator, Ms. Mitakshara. She's a fairy dust creator, everyone. Give her a big round of applause. Woohoo! Miss Fairy Dust Creator, would you like to share your experience, please? You can unmute yourself, please.
Yes, of course. Yes, yes. So, yes, so I certainly have been working on these kind of fears which I have. And one fear which I always had about is making sales calls, and that is very important for me as an independent consultant, trainer, as well as a coach. But somewhere I could identify that this fear stems from something which has happened in the past, where I was a part of the sales and business development team, and I was made to promote something which is half baked. And another thing which I always have in me is I tend to be a perfectionist, where if I feel I'm little below preparation, I will not be in a comfortable position to step out and talk about it. You know, anything which is half baked or even 95% baked, I'm not comfortable at talking it. So yeah, I try to portray that into the fear, and so the message which I said, and the message which I've got, and I've been repeatedly getting. So I tried this particular thing with this exercise which you have guided. And of course, the message was that I'm unprepared, and that unpreparedness is that actual um, feeling which is giving me that kind of discomfort, and that discomfort stems in my abdomen and to 5 fingers below the navel up to the diaphragm. So that entire region becomes very discomfort, or there's some somersault or something like that. Now, when you try to, when you asked me to project it, it was like some dry, sticky, or shapeless mass and all. And of course, I try to make it into some other form, so something which is just disappearing and going away. And that's why that funny fairy dust really came into my mind right now. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much aware of now what is going on, and maybe it brings me back to my issue that maybe I can be easy on myself, that it's okay, you cannot be always 100% perfect. Consistency first, quality later. So that is the message which I would just go on with, possibly.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you think of this funny fairy dust now, what happened exactly?
Oh, okay, who's making the sound? Actually, something which was giving me any sort of discomfort.
When you... Is that you?
No, that's not me.
Are you playing that?
Is there someone else who is doing it more? They've got to know where it's coming from.
It's me.
Yes, I'm not doing that.
There's someone who is doing it now with us and playing around it.
Somebody's like, it's Shirley. Maybe it is, and maybe it isn't. That's awesome.
Okay.
Very good. So, Mitakshara, do you feel that there was a difference before and after the exercise?
Yes, I did. And when we were trying to be in that zone, definitely that feeling of discomfort in the abdominal area certainly was raised to a high level. And when I stepped out and when we try to transform that thing, that certainly that the feeling still remains, but the intensity has certainly reduced. So that's something which I can share here.
So if you rate from 1 through 10, 10 being where you're completely empowered to be able to choose what you want in the future, right? Where that feeling will not ever control you. From 0 being I have no power, 10 being I have the most power, where would you rate yourself?
Currently at, very honestly, currently at 7, because I will have to repeat this several times. And when we try to, of course, right now we're in a setup where we are there in the webinar and all, but when we have a quiet me time, certainly, I'm sure this will help. Yeah.
Yeah. Question.
7 to 10. Yeah.
You mentioned at the beginning when you started sharing right now, you shared different situations where you feel different fear. Were you trying to work on all of them, or were you working on just one?
Just one.
Okay, very good. So what I'm hearing from you is that you are going to, let me correct me if I'm wrong, that you are going to, in your own private time when it's quiet, because of things going on in the background or whatever, you think that you're going to do this exercise again so that you can get to a 10?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Is there anything that would keep you from being able to do that right now, from a 7 to a 10 right now?
I can do that possibly, certainly. I mean, since I'm chatting with you, since I was also having one eye on the comments which have been there, so possibly that was a sort of distraction, possibly. But
Sure.
maybe, of course, I can try. There's no reason why I shouldn't.
Okay, well, would you like to try that right now and get you to a 10 right now?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay, well, let's try it, right? What if it happens in 30 seconds? Would you like it to happen in 30 seconds?
Certainly, yes.
Okay, would you like it to happen in 15 seconds?
Yes, certainly.
Okay, great. Well, let's give it a chance, okay? Let's give it a chance and see if we can make it happen in 15 seconds. Because really, it's not me, it's you. You can make it happen in 30 seconds or 15 seconds. Which ones do you choose?
Earlier the better.
Okay, how fast would you like it to happen? 15 seconds or sooner?
I think 15 seconds if you give me some time to myself, because I would
Perfect. 15 seconds sounds good to me also. I think it sounds good to everyone. Okay, sounds good. So when we say go, we're going to visualize the funny fairy dust, okay? And in a snap of a finger, you're going to make that funny fairy dust the funniest fairy dustest that you have ever funniest seen. Got it? When I say go, we're going to imagine that funny fairy dust with the funniest, fairiest dustest that you have ever seen. And you're going to make it so funny that it will just be ridiculously funny. And we'll see what happens. Ready? All right. And the voice will be like, just the funniest fairy dust. Ready? Say, so imagine her or him or funny fairy dust, whatever it is, right in front of you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, go for it. Funniest, scariest dust that you can imagine right in front of you. The colors are just so crazy. In the voice. Very good. How are you?
Yes, and I was able to imagine that in front of in the form of my batchmate whom we used to find really funny. So yeah.
Okay. So from 0 to 10,
the image just came out and I just projected that.
Got it. Suba, he's so cute.
It's okay, Suba. we will come to that portion. You know, he's disturbing a lot. Yeah, we would come.
So tell me, Takshara, from 1 through 10, where are you now? To feel fully empowered in knowing that this feeling, emotion will not control you in that specific situation.
I guess almost 9.5 to 9. About 9.5. So certainly it's close to 10 now.
Close to 10. Gosh, we're so close. This is really, really good. Okay, well, I'm going to have to pull out my ultimate ultimate, 0.5, get it to 10 kind of trick. Is that okay with you? Okay, we're just, give me a second because I need to set this up. Because it always takes me a little bit to pull out my little tricks here. Give me a second. All right. Okay. So this is going to have to be a play along, everyone. So if as many of you can unmute yourselves, okay. And do we need, Mitaksha, do we need 15 seconds still, or can we kind of work through maybe 10?
Yeah, we can.
10 seconds. Okay. I love this woman. She's just like, boop, she just dives in and she's ready for it. Okay. So it is going to do a team effort, because how many of you want to get her to a 10? Yes, Suba, that's me. How many of you want, yeah, I want to get her to a 10, because you getting her to a 10 means you get yourself to a 10 and you know just how to do this, right? Because we don't want to be a 9.5. I mean, that's good, but 10, right? Because you want to be a 10. I want to be a 10. Okay. So just unmute yourselves, and whatever sound you hear in the background, we're going to repeat. Okay. We're going to work through this team effort to make this happen for Mitakshara. Ready? All right. So just unmute yourselves right now. Doesn't matter that there is background noise. Doesn't matter that you guys may feel that, somebody's cooking in the background. We need all that noise that we can get. And when I say go, Mitakshara, you're going to imagine funny fairy dust, 9.5, and we are just going to blow it out of proportion. Okay. If you need to stand up, you stand up, because this is you, girl. You're taking over. This is you totally empowered to a 10 and above. Okay. Oh, I see her. Look, she's getting ready. Do you see her hands? She's getting ready. That's it. It's done. You can just unmute yourself, and we are taking it.
That is funny.
All right, where is she?
Okay, so
all right. I'm trying to find you. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm there.
She's here.
Yeah.
There you are.
So within these 10 seconds, I try to see when I was having all these background noises of laughter and some funny noises. I had my own mechanism built up here where I was trying to imagine all those Hindi funny dialogues where on the movies of all Nadia Wala, which really make me laugh, So
awesome.
Every time I try to get that fear, maybe I can switch immediately to those dialogues, which will actually make me laugh. So yeah.
Very good. You see, mind will find a way, because the intention was there. This wasn't Ridhima or I. We just kind of facilitated. You did it because you created the intention for yourself, and you said, I want to get to 10. I want to do this in 10 seconds. And you began to find your own mechanisms. This is the beauty of this work. We are just facilitator. You did this. So what number are you at now, my dear friend?
With respect to this particular thing, certainly 10. Definitely, I feel that 10 that particular aspect. However, just one little thing which I'd like to share, possibly when that particular feeling is because of 2-3 fears which are intermingled together, and when we really want to separate that out, possibly this is something which I've learned for myself, that you need to really break down those and work on each of these fears individually, and you can certainly be more effective in maybe a 10 plus or a 20 on a scale of 10. That's what I feel.
Wow, wow. It's a very, very important, it is a very, very important learning, Mitakshara. So first of all, a big applause for Mitakshara and everyone over there and to Shirley. That was interesting. Very, very interesting. Mitakshara, I loved what you just said right now. The awareness of 2 and 3 and linked together. And that's what I keep saying, that when you work on a context, work on a specific one single individual context. Now not the problem, but the point is that everything is so interlinked. This connected to that, that's connected to this is connected to here. So it's quite too much chaotic inside. And then we start becoming more aware that we can have individual context working. All right. One more important thing is about the intensity in which you play around.
Yes.
Then surely increase the intensity from the first to the second. And then after the second, she increased the intensity of everyone doing it together. What are we doing? Talk about structure. What are we doing? We're increasing the intensity to create that laughter with her. Right? When you create the intensity of it, it just comes in. Think about this. Think about any movie, any Hindi or English movie, all of you, quickly. Think about any Hindi, English movie which made you laugh like on the grounds, or your own college or school days which made you laugh on the grounds. I mean, you're going crazy. I'm sorry, going crazy about it. Think about that intense laughter. I want to think about the intense Baby's Day Out. Oh wow. Cadillac Man, I'm amazing. Okay, what else? What else? Your own things. When you think about Welcome, Hera Fairy. Oh, for me is Ishq, the movie. Remember anyone? The movie Ishq and Amir Khan. Yeah. Andaz Apna Apna. Exactly. Pick up those things and utilize it. What Shirley did. Think about the structure of the exercise. Step number 1, and anyone, if you want me to share my screen quickly and write it on the whiteboard, all of you, do you want me to do that quickly so that you can get it, okay, I'll just pick up the whiteboard and tell you what actually happened. So step number 1, what did Shirley ask all of you to do it? What did she ask? Anyone? She asked you to pick up a context in which you would like to get over the fear, right? A specific context, absolutely. A specific context. Let me just open the chat and keep it aside so that I can see everyone. Identify a specific context. And then what? And then what? What did she ask you to do? Identifying the specific context and then? Come on.
Make a shape out of it and think.
The context, right?
Why do I hear it slow? Wait a minute.
JM says internalize it. Yeah. To associate with. Very good.
Why give it shape? Okay, so what we were doing is we were getting the access to the context. When I say access to the context, you see, you hear, and you feel. Okay, all right. Feel the texture, Chitra, yes. For someone it is seeing, for someone it is hearing, for someone it is feeling. There could be some people who could just see it, not having the sound and feeling. There could be some people who could see and feel. There could be some people who could hear and feel. Did that happen with anyone? They could hear clearly and feel. And someone who could see clearly and feel, but not hear.
Yeah, I could see and feel. I couldn't hear.
Exactly. Correct. So these are called qualities of our own modalities, our own system, the way we are accessing information at different levels. Okay, so we have the access to either see, hear, and feel what is happening inside the body. And then what she did? Remember? Anyone? Come on, let's get that. This association, she asked you to see it in ask it intention. Yes, JM. We ask the intention, but later we disassociate. Nice, Chitra. Disassociation. So we asked to disassociate. In NLP terms, disassociation means I am associating. When I'm associating, I feel it inside the body. Okay. Now I'm moving to my left here, and I see Ridhima just behind this pillow, which you see over here, sitting over here, having very fast pitch at the time when she is explaining things, and she is different there. Did you notice the difference in my voice and the pitch? Did you understand this? This is a clean difference of disassociation.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. So Ridhima, can we say that, disassociation is also, so association is when the fear is part of your identity, and disassociation is when you start viewing it as a different identity altogether?
Absolutely, yes. It's from outside and not from inside.
Okay.
Just away from me. Okay. All right. Interesting. That's a beautiful way to give an example. Yep, Jim, we just did the example of it, and Ruchi also did that. Yeah. In Mitakshara's example. Oh, okay. So in the Mitakshara's example, she asked her again and again to think about it and then come back. And then she asked her, how do you place it? She was disassociated at that time. But how do you place it? And she was thinking about it. At that time, she was thinking. And then she go inside, get the number, and then she was coming back. Did you notice the way she was having the shifts in the body like that? Anyone? That was disassociation for her, very simply. You have to put in simple terms, JM, okay? Your body disassociate and associate at times as well. All right. Let us go to the next level. What happened next? Come on, what happened next after disassociation? What did she ask you to do? Ah, yes. So you see here from outside. Yes, ask questions. So what we were doing, we were asking about the intention. Good. The higher, yes, Rashmi, disassociation, see and hear from outside. Having less feelings, no feelings actually of it. Give it a shape. Yes, I can. Put it in front and give it a shape. This is at this level itself. This is a part of this. I can give a shape.
Yeah, giving it a shape was part of the disassociation. So by giving it a shape, I got it outside of her so that she could then, it would be easier to see, so that then we could use that for later to change it and make it funny, right? And so I dissociated that and personifying it was part of the dissociation. The space and the personification was part of the dissociation.
Yep. One of the very important fact over here, all of you understand that when I'm disassociating, at the time I'm creating a shape which intense shape of the ears and the eyes and the nose and everything, which can also put me in a different state. Okay. All right. So I can have my own ears. I can have my own nose. I can have my own everything. All right. Okay. Whatever it is associated with you. That's also in one of the way that's also called anchoring. I'm associating it differently now. All right. And then what did she do? She asked you intention. There are specific questions or specific ways. You can use your own native language about the way you have to ask. Use your own tonality of the way you ask. You can ask it funnily. Hey, my funny biggie pig over there. What do you want me to do? Hey, my funny monkey over there. Hey, my Mickey, what do you want me to do? What is that which you want me to learn, which I am maybe ignoring? Or have you just come in to just let me know that you're here and you don't have anything for me to learn? That's okay. Then you can allow it that way as well. Like Vidhu said, there is nothing maybe to learn. It's okay. I can just allow it to release. So whatever it is. So ask the intention in your own ways, in your own dialogue, in your own language. And then what did she do? That's an interesting level then. What did she do then? What did she do then? Receive the message, ask the intention. What did she do then? What is the intention of anger? What do you think, James, could be the intention of anger? Give it a voice, funny. Absolutely, Rashmi. What is it called in NLP way is she associated the moment she was collapsing one negative. She was collapsing that negative to the fun together. That's what she was doing in an NLP context. Let me make it more simpler. She asked you, can't think of a reason for anger. Okay, let me just come back to you. Let me just complete this. By like creating multiple identities in my mind. Yeah, Amit. I can utilize any identity at the time I want. All right, Amit, I'll just come back to this while I finish this. She asked you, or she actually gave you the sound the moment you see that monkey, Mickey, Tom and Jerry, whatever. And then she asked you, so the Tom and Jerry, etc. She asked you to then again think about the negative feeling. And then she said, okay, she played music in the background. What was she doing with this? This is called, she was utilizing auditory anchor at that time to create new association. Yes, JM, that's new association. She is creating a new association with the background music. And that's what she did. Then that's it. That's it. After that, what happened? When you hear the background music and you see the negative image together, she was collapsing it together. Background, music, negative feeling. Background, music, negative feeling. Background, music, negative feeling. Background, exactly, we laughed. You experienced a new thing. So she collapsed and created a new association. That's it. Give it a name. Created a new association with it. Yes, and you created a new association by giving it a name. Simple. Poplu. Yep. That's a new one. And that's it. And you can keep doing it. Yes. Multiple practice, multiple times. You had multiple times to do it. 4 or 5, depending on what is the intensity. I can increase the intensity when I'm collapsing. I can increase the intensity of the anchor, which is the sound. If the fear is very, very intense, I can work on with unconscious signals and then laughter. So I can have a mix and match. At this moment, in this level, we just want you to understand this is specific technique and going back and practicing it more. Is that clear, all of you? Can I close this box and can we have so that I can see all of you? Yep.
Yeah.
Is that okay, all of you? Is there any questions around this technique? Okay, I'm closing this box and then we discuss more. Now, questions. We are open for questions. What happened? How it happened? Can it be used in different ways? And then Mitakshara, mind mapping can help to identify the multiple fears bundled together. That's a new learning, Mitakshara. Thank you so much for sharing this new learning, which you just had by yourself. It is an experience, and I believe NLP is discovering new things by yourself by doing the technique. Nice.
I would love to find out from Abdul his experience.
Yes.
And Patil, yeah. Shital,
Yep.
sorry. Go ahead.
Okay,
so
you
Abdul,
want me to do it?
yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. I could disassociate with the fear I had. And what I did was, I usually have a habit of documenting everything. So if I don't document, I forget it. So what I did was I anchored it immediately. So so that it will be with me forever.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a form of a pole, steel pole. I added donkey ears to it and
yes.
a Pinocchio nose. And then the message I got was not to engage with it, take a step back, and not to pace with the person who is already upset.
Yes.
Because I would.
This is beautiful. Notice his face.
Interesting.
He starts laughing, like smiling really big when he put donkey ears, you know. He created his own way around it. Bravo, Abdul.
Nice.
This is great.
Abdul is very good at anchoring and he creates different states. So congratulations, Abdul, for one more technique.
Yes.
Lovely. Lovely.
Good.
Nice.
And she, can we, Shital, would you share, please?
Yes, where is Sheetal? Where is Sheetal? Yeah, she's here.
Yep.
You can unmute yourself, Sheetal.
Sheetal, are you there? Maybe not. Well,
okay.
whenever.
All right. let's take more questions around the technique. And Sheetal, please come back whenever you can, depending on your availability. There were some questions around what is the intention of anger. It is completely independent. I mean, it depends on the context, JM. Anger might have an intention to, for example, for releasing some emotions, maybe, but it's kept inside. Anger might have a context of a positive intention for you to, for anyone to listen to the internal auditory digital internal dialogue which you are having and which you have been ignoring, maybe. So there could be multiple things. Swish is different, and this is different. It is independent. These are two different techniques. Yeah. Okay. Swish, in Swish, one important thing is finding the cue, the trigger which starts and which takes you there, the trigger of it, and then doing a swish to yourself and changing the picture. I have done it with kayaking, everyone. I've done this fun swish with kayaking, and I thought that I can't do kayaking alone. You know this kind of a boat in which you have to sit by yourself and you have to row it by yourself, a small boat like that. And the moment I saw it, I started playing around with myself in laughter. I went into it and I sat and then I kept playing swish to myself and playing laughter for myself to get into the state. At the higher logical level, I'm changing my state to play around kayaking. And surprisingly, my husband was still at the start and I was in the middle of the river and I didn't even recognize that I'm in the middle of the river. Oh my God, what am I doing here? It was quite fun. So you can apply it anywhere. Can NLP combine with hypnotherapy for clients? Yes, we can say it. In fact, Milton Erickson, who was the famous hypnotist, has utilized, we have learned the patterns comes from him. John Grinder and Richard Bandler has deconstructed what he was using. So Jasleen, yes, absolutely. So this method is best to use for what kind of fears? Something which is lighter. For anything which is very traumatic, I might not use this one. I might use unconscious signal, the JM at that time. What is relevance of shaking body before starting this? Okay, so that's about breaking your states, Rashmi. I'm shaking my body to break my state, to get into the state, okay? All right. There's something called breaking states. For example, I'm getting into an interview. Think about this. I'm getting into an interview or I'm getting into a meeting with my investors. All right. At that time, when I'm getting into the meeting, there is something which is there in my stomach. Okay, Mitaksha, the way you said, those 4 different sensations at the level, 4 fingers above. That's what you said, right? 4 fingers above at that level, I have some sensations in my stomach. Ridhima becomes aware of it and then she completely changes her state, break that state which is disturbing in the stomach and do something like, for example, this is what I do it. Go to the restroom and start jumping. 1. Second, ask your unconscious to create changing in the states. That's what I do. That's a different level of new code NLP. So I can create changing states. All right, for example, who goes for aerobics, dancing, swimming, jogging, jumping, music? Anyone? Working out? Abdul, you work out as well a lot. How are you doing in lockdown working out? I'm also following it. Yeah.
I am doing body weight exercises.
Yeah, nice, lovely. Hey, Janiala. So many people are doing different things, isn't it? Have you ever noticed singing puts you in a different state than meditation? Meditation puts you in a different state than dancing. Dancing puts you in a different state than working out. All the states are different, right? And John Grinder says so beautifully in one of the videos, and I heard it, and he says that the point is that how intelligently I can train myself to know what state do I need at the time, and I can command it and I get it the way time I want it. I can get the command over it and not the opposite. Okay. Does it make any sense? Did you understand what I'm trying to say? So if I'm going in a meeting at that time, what state would be useful for me? And it comes to me at the unconscious level. How will it come to me at unconscious level?
You need to first identify, I mean, when you're going in a meeting, you need to be absolutely calm and composed. So certainly, from what you mentioned, we cannot have that state of a dancing or a jogging here because over excessive expression of energy is not going to be useful in this case. You need to really certainly be calm and composed where you are thinking, introspecting, thinking before you actually answer and not jumping at every question which is being thrown out to you by the interviewers. So that is a state which ideally would be there. So as you rightly said, we need to create different kinds of states in our mind. Sometimes you're really feeling depressed, and for example, if you want to go to a meeting and that meeting is going to be high energy, where you want to command a group of people out there, and you're feeling low, then that time possibly the dancing and jogging state could be activated. Because that time you need to lead and you need to really put in that energy into that meeting yourself. Otherwise, you'll be suppressed as a team leader. So I guess this is something which I can take from this.
Interesting. I can really have 1 hour discussion around it. There are many different patterns when you say that a person has to be calm and composed while having a interview or investors meeting, etc. There could be some people, Mitakshara, this is my observation during entire NLP experience. There could be some people when they get into the state like this, okay, they answer better.
Okay, so it depends on the people to people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, my question was, how can I get the states at the unconscious level? Is one of the very important things at the unconscious level. Yep, right. And yes, of course, your points matters a lot. There's this one perception, and there could be multiple perceptions around it. All right. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell all of you is exercising or utilizing your own states, being aware of your own state at the time. How does your body move? For example, one of my coachee and we were having a discussion, and we find out that she moves like this when she's understanding, and she's in a rhythm with the person, with the client. And now she's utilizing this rhythm. Did you see this? See, she's utilizing this rhythm when she gets into the calls, okay, the sales call. When she gets into the sales call, she's now getting into this rhythm, and then she gets into the sales call. This is what I'm talking about. Your body is giving you some signals. Yes, Satyanand? Yep. And I see this movement happening to Mitakshara and Satyana, and there's some happening in Abdul and then Ajit and people. Look, I see. Yeah. Did you understand what I'm trying to say, all of you? Answering into, yep, Mitakshara, go ahead.
So I guess what people are doing when they're trying to remember something like, okay, this, or maybe this. So I think that is the thing which is triggering off that state which they need to bring their conscious level to that particular state.
Absolutely, bingo, bingo, bingo. Yes, you just showed it to me right now. You just showed it to me right now, which means, which could be, this is my suspicious, which could be that when you get into a best con call or best sales call, you are into this, okay? And you might have not been aware that this works for you to have your fine calls. Just go back and become aware about it. Yeah.
Surely, I will take a cue of that. I'll take a
absolutely. I would love to hear from you.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, in few weeks, in 2 weeks, just go back and observe and come back to me. Right? Certainly. More questions? Komal, some people even walk. Yep.
Vidhu has a great comment.
I want to read that. 1 second. That is masking or personifying someone every time doesn't work. If the person is having power and position or is responsible for promotion or word or mouth, this association doesn't work. We still need to associate and handle that fear of being rejected at any point of time and cope up. Yes, if it is useful, Vidhu, I agree. If that association of Vidhu is useful, then I will be associated. It depends on how do I deal it inside and how do I cope up with that inside.
So the pattern that is discussed, no, that we try to think that individual as a probably cartoon or something which we can disassociate with. The problem in life is that there will be many people who will be responsible for your promotion or some word of mouth that they will be spreading here and there, which might affect your workplace reputation. So you are also concerned with that reputation part. At that point of time, the technique that has been told will not work to a very greater extent. There has to be, you need to still face that, you still need to associate with that person's tantrums or psyche, and then devise a particular strategy, to devise your own strategy probably, and then come to a particular understanding that how to deal with the psyche of that person. Probably one should know the psychological patterns or how it works. At that point of time, more concrete or solid patterns must be discussed with respect to what we have discussed.
I invite you to let me know that when I am understanding the psyche pattern of this particular person, what is the intention and what am I going to receive then? What is that strategy which I want to come out with? Come on, let's talk about it.
Pardon? I mean,
what is the intention of understanding the psyche of this person and the patterns? What is the intention?
Because the person is responsible for my promotion, so I cannot be antagonizing him. I cannot put him down, or I cannot put this kind of personification that the person is, for example, Tom and Jerry for me, or a person is a different creature for me. I still have to consider that the person is my boss. Considering him as my boss, I need to work on a certain pattern where my promotion is not getting I mean, I still get promoted, I still remain in good books, and at the same point of time, I have this fear that this person has this caliber to put me down at any point of time. He might say that this is rubbish, you please go and work, and that he can say in front of several people. So how to handle both the paradoxical things? I want to get promoted also, number one, and at the same point of time, I also want to tackle him in a very tricky way, probably managing him or managing his psyche. This is what I want to understand.
Okay, when you manage his psyche, what is that which you are serving to yourself inside? Did you understand my question? No. When you're managing the psyche of this person, what are you serving inside to yourself? Not to that person, to yourself.
Means how I see myself to that person. You mean to say that?
Okay. What is the intention behind serving, or what is the intention behind managing the psyche of this person?
Promotion, word of mouth, simple.
Absolutely. Okay. Now, what is the intention of getting word of mouth and promotion? What is your intention of getting word of mouth and promotion?
Success, achievement.
Okay. What could be number of ways? What could be the number of choices when you get success, achievement? What could be the number of choices? Number of choices. This is one choice. Number of choices to create success and achievement in the same context with the same person. What could be the multiple choices?
Then it will be again a quid pro quo. Probably I have to be transactional. I have to give him something to get something. Then it will be quid pro quo.
Okay, I agree. That's one way. What else could be the another way?
I don't think so there is any other way.
Absolutely. Until and unless I explore some other ways to have a conversation with this person, I would not get to know what the other ways, isn't it?
In the sense, how to have a different conversation with him on a different
unless I explore different ways of having.
The person is very clear that the person likes somebody who's into a follower-shoe. If any time we open our mouth, the person will not be in a listening mode. He wants that whatever is told, that is done, and without any questions.
So, we do. Absolutely, you're right. There is something which is to be done for an intention for him to achieve. He also has some intention in the frame of that work. Okay, all right. I want you to now come on. I want you to focus on not the emotions at the time when you are in that. I want all of you to focus on the different choices. Hear to me, different choices which you can create internally for yourself. Different choices which you can create internally for yourself and externally for yourself to develop that relationship to that level. One which Vidhu said, there is one way to do it. Another way could be, in NLP, there are multiple ways. This is just one way. I can utilize micro muscle mirroring. I can utilize matching. I can utilize leading and pacing. I can utilize matching the predicates. I can utilize different ways of handling that feedback which comes to me. I can do multiple things. Okay. So I'm talking about having number of choices with me to utilize in communication. So you're right, Vidhu. This technique right now is just one which is not even 1% of the entire NLP. Let me be very honest. All right. And there are so many different things which I can work around to have a better, interesting communication with that person. All right.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So there is more to it. There is more to it. Yeah. One task. Are you okay if anyone or everyone, if you want to receive it?
So the answer is that it will be, if at all we subscribe to the full-fledged course, probably the entire technique will be told. That's right. Have I understood it right?
It's not about entire technique would be told. It's about the individual coaching which we do. It's about the hand holding which we do step by step. Yeah. Okay.
My questions will be answered there.
No, not really. Okay. It's not about the questions which is answered. It's about experiencing different levels. Right now, you just experience one level, which is not even 1% of the entire thing. For example, if I'm changing certain representations of someone who disturbs me, okay, I'm changing the internal representation of someone who disturbs me. Okay. Am I changing my interaction? Am I changing the way I communicate with that person externally? No. I'm changing the internal representation of that fear which I have. Did you understand the difference, all of you, between internal and external? I'm changing something internally.
It means that we are making up our mind that whatever comes, we need to accept. That is primarily acceptance, because if you have nothing to do, then simply accept.
Don't accept. Don't accept. No. It's about creating different choices and different levels. Can I give you a task, Vidhu, so that the exploration happens? All right. And everyone, you can also note it down if you want to, and if you want to work around it. Ruchi, you were also talking about it. Chitra, you were also talking about it. What do you do, Vidhu? Which place you're in India? What do you do? You're in an IT company. You're in which company? Can you just let me know a little?
It's not about any company. I do a freelance. I go and do a lot of training programs.
Nice. Oh, lovely. Nice, interesting. So you work with different kind of people?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay. All right. I invite you to, with specifically in this context about the person whom you're talking about. Okay. I invite you to find the different ways the person communicate with you. And when I say different ways, I invite you to focus on how the person's breathing is different than your breathing. When you are discussing things with the person, how is your hands and how is others' hand? When you're discussing what words do you choose, what words the person choose. That's the first level task. Would you like to take up that task in a new way?
Okay, so you are saying the breathing pattern, number one. Number two, the words, usage of words. And number three, what did you say? Number three, what did you say?
The words, the rhythm. Oh my God, what did I say just now? The words and the rhythm, and what did I say just now, Shirley? What did I say? The body movements.
Okay. The breathing. Yeah.
The body movements. The breathing, words, and body movements.
Okay.
Think about this. One of the technique in NLP is rapport building, in which matching, mirroring, leading, pacing, macro muscle is covered. And think about this. Has it ever happened when you are in conflict? Just think about a conflict right now.
And so the conflict that I was in, and I'm thinking, on the contrary, I will say the person was much more relaxed and easy in comparison to me. I was on the contrary, if you want to talk about me, I was a little faster, or I can say I was a little defensive. I wanted to explain my points, wherein the person told that you need not give me a lot of explanation, just be in the listening mode, which is absolutely wrong according to me. I felt that if the person is talking to me, the person should also listen to me. It is as simple as that. But he, being in a higher position, he simply said whatever he wanted to say or she wanted to say. And then finally, you are not a good listener without much listening to me. That is ironical. I mean, people talk this way when they don't listen and still say that you are not in a listening mode. And these are the words. So if at all you want to talk about the words, so these are the words. So which again put me down in the sense I don't understand where things are going wrong. Is he deliberately trying to do that, or is the problem with me, or where is the issue? I fail to understand the issue. So sometimes it is just like that aura, probably the horn effect, that somebody wants to, that aura is not matching. So in any which case, the person wants to put the other person down, or is it genuine? How to identify that the person is really genuine or just wanted to say because he wants to say?
Nice. First of all, I congratulate you and I thank you and I appreciate you to take out your time and speak in front of everyone and talk about it so easily. This is fantabulous. Really, really, trust me. There's so many people who are here having the similar, maybe kind of different things, but you took the courage to speak up. So thank you so much about it. Second, a very important fact, Vidhu, which I have learned in my life. And I used to also think that, oh my God, how can you just say that I am not listening? Come on, you are not listening. That's about you, not about me, right? Okay, having said that, one important thing, Vidhu, is just keep those emotions aside and just think from the coaches and NLP perspective. The moment you say that this person is saying, you listen, and his state is relaxed, his breathing is different, just focus on this, only on this descriptions. His breathing is different and his breathing is different. Okay, now you have this information, this breathing is different and this breathing is different, right? Slow, fast. Now tell me one answer, everyone and anyone, and we do as well. Think about your best friends. Think about the time which you spend with your best friends in your college or in your schools or with your friends you hang out with. And you have the same beer or same whiskey or same vodka or same wine, same kind of food, same kind of things. Do you know what is it? Some similarities? Same types of people happens, same kind of cultures, some similarities. Yep, you have some similarities.
Of course, there are some similarities and there are some differences, but still that gels well.
Exactly.
Finally, go ahead.
Exactly. With the friends as well, at times there are some conflicts.
Yes, of course.
Yep. I don't want anyone to get into emotion. I want everyone to focus on the description. Description means how is the state at one level and how is the state at the second level. Okay, it is okay to have conflicts, but the point here is from the NLP level. I invite all of you to go back and practice this when you come next week. Practice this. The practice is observe each and every one in your home or your friend. Pick up 2 or 3 people. Okay, observe how is your tonality and her tonality or his tonality when you discuss something. What kind of words does person uses? What kind of breathing patterns? Yeah. Yes, we can try that remote friend as well over the phone, Chitra. Okay, the breathing patterns, the body movements, the words which we chooses, all of this. Find out the differences. Period. Do we give a meaning? No. No meaning. No emotions. No meaning. No meaning at all. You might think that I'm insane and you would like to, do whatever, but just go step by step. NLP step by step. Yep. Is that a deal with everyone? Can we do that? Nice. We come back in the next week on, what's the day today? Friday, yeah. We come back, thanks Ruby. We come back on Friday and we invite all of you, whatever we are doing in this class and whatever tasking we are giving it to you, please write it down and share the feedback so that we can correct you then and there itself. You have my email ID, you have my, do you all have that /meetup post? Can you put it down right now for all? You can go on the /meet and you can book your personal coaching. There are a few of the personal coaching which is free. We can go ahead and discuss that. It is okay. You can write the feedback to us about, especially about the conversations and about the tasking which we're giving. All right. Okay. Cool. So I thank Vibhu to do to pick up this. This is amazing and interesting example. Can we give examples of people we have been in touch with in past? Yeah, we can, Mitakshara. Yeah, we can do that. However, I would like you to observe it differently now. Yep, we can do that as well.
Right now, we just have limited examples.
I know. I understand. We will have to get over a call. You can get over a call with me, and then you observe what kind of different words I use, and then I'm changing my tonality, and then yeah. Okay. Just kidding. But yes, you're right. We can do that as well.
Let's try that.
Nice. Yes, JM. Which is the hardest task? You know, no judgments, no interpretations, only observations. Yes, Chitra, we have the recording and the recording is there on the YouTube. Thanks for asking. I think the team will update you all on the email as well. We have the session next time. We have a session on tasking with Kathy on Friday, and then we have a session of perceptual positions. Am I correct with Shirley? Then, so we see you in the next week. Thank you so much for participating. And I love you all. Thank you so much. Is there any question which has not been answered? Is there any question which has not been answered? Shirley, is there any question which has not been answered?
No, it's all good.
Satyanand, yeah, even if you change yourself, still there's some person. And what you can do with them, Satyanand? If you change yourself, there are some people who won't change. What you can do with them? Think about it. That's an interesting one. I suppose Vidhu wants to understand psyche, intention, or there are multiple things driven, Ruchi. In the language patterns, there are multiple things, if I have to put it in one word. Yeah. Vidhu, thank you so much. Komal, thanks so much. Chitra, thanks so much. Chitra, I had a call with you, but I'm sorry I couldn't connect. We'll connect it maybe tomorrow. Is that okay with you, Chitra? Team will connect with you. Thanks, JM. Thanks, Ruby. Thanks, Bem. Thanks, Ashwin. Thanks, Vamik. Thanks, Aparna. Hey, Jeniana, thank you so much.
Thanks, Ridhima.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ajit, I read your message. Ask it openly to everyone. Do they think it happens?
How to proceed?
Deal with such. Yes, Priyanka, it's about us, not about them. It's about how do I deal with different. Yeah, Ajit, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello.
Yep, Ajit, go ahead. Thank you, Shirley. It was wonderful experience. Ajit,
so how we can proceed? How we can proceed in that?
Okay, all right. So Ajit says that there is some specific person with whom. Can I say that, Ajit?
Yeah, it's okay.
No, okay, all right. So there's a specific person with whom who doesn't understand him. Okay, let's take it this way. Clean. Yeah, Ajit. So there is B called Ridhima, for example, who doesn't understand Ajit. That's your question, right? Okay.